What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video I'm going to show you how to count I/O, or inputs and outputs, on a audio interface. We're going to take a look at 5 different interfaces, and I'll have a link in the description for all of these if y'all want to learn more about them, check them out, or pick them up. So I noticed that companies aren't consistent when they're counting I/O or the way they count I/O for their audio interfaces, so that's why I'm going to go over this today. And typically, in the title or model name of the interface, you will know how much I/O is in that particular product or that interface. So we're going to start by first talking about the connections that you will find on a audio interface. All right, so here I got the Audient Evo 8, and it has 4 mic pre's on the front, and that's one input that you'll see on an audio interface. It's the most popular one you'll see, obviously, is a mic preamp, and then we have TRS outputs. Really haven't seen many interfaces with XLR outputs. They're generally going to be TRS. So for analog I/O, you're going to see TRS for your outputs. You're going to see XLR for your mic pre-inputs. This is also on this side, we've got a DI here, which is also a TS connection. That's also an input, but that's not going to be counted as the I/O. For digital connections, you've got, this is the Blacklion Audio Revolution 2x2. Now this has digital connections on the back. You see SPDIF. Now SPDIF carries 2 channels each. So SPDIF input is 2 channels, SPDIF output is 2 channels. I'm not going to pull my PreSonus Quantum out the rack, but it has ADAT on the back. That's also a digital connection, and that's going to carry 8 channels. Each ADAT light pipe cable will carry up to 8 channels. So for digital connections on interface, you're going to see SPDIF, which is going to carry 2 channels, and ADAT, which is going to carry 8 channels. And then for analog I/O, you're going to see XLR for your microphones, or that goes into the preamps, and then you're going to see TRS as well for line inputs or your line outputs as well. All right, so let's get into counting these. I got the Revolution 2x2 in my hand, so let's start there. So Blacklion Audio Revolution 2x2. 2x2 is indicating that we have 2 inputs and 2 outputs. The 2 inputs we see are the 2 mic pre's on the front. Those are your 2 inputs. And then for the 2 outputs, you have TRS, which go to your monitors. Now, this has SPDIF on the back. Technically, I wouldn't have been mad at them if Blacklion Audio called this a 4x4, because you can use SPDIF on here, input and output, which carries another 2 channels. But I guess because you can't use it at the same time, that's probably why they stuck with the 2x2 naming. Next interface, this is the PreSonus Revelator IO24. So the 2.4 in the name is indicating 2 inputs and 4 outputs. 2 inputs, once again, we see the two mic pre's on the front. 2 outputs, we have, again, TRS on the back that go to your monitors. Those are your outputs. Now, the other 2 outputs that we're getting here is PreSonus is counting the headphones as 2 outputs, which headphones left and right stereo. I'm not a fan of that, but that's how they're getting 4 outputs on this. 2 channels from the headphones, and then 2 channels TRS is your 4 outputs, and then you've got the 2 inputs. Let's go back to the Audient. So this is the Evo 8. So that means that we're going to have 8. That could mean 8 in, 8 out, but what we have here with the Evo 8 is 4 in and 4 out, totaling 8. So we have 4 mic pre's on the front. That's your 4 inputs, and then you have the 4 TRS. Those are your outputs. Now, next interface, I've got to connect it, so I'm not going to hold it up, but it's the Blacklion Audio Revolution 6x6. This is Blacklion's brand new interface, and 6x6 is going to indicate 6 inputs and 6 outputs. Just like the 2x2, we have 2 mic pre's on the front. We have TRS on the back to go to your monitors. Those are 2 outputs. And then this has on the go, or OTG technology, and this allows you to connect a device by USB-C, like your smartphone, into the interface, and you can play audio from your smartphone into the interface and use that as the input. And you can do that both ways. You can play from the DAW, you can come out of the DAW into your phone and record directly into your phone. So that OTG, or on the go, that is 2x2 as well. That's going to carry 2 channels, so that brings you up to 4x4. and then the other two channels is going to be SPDIF on the 6x6. So SPDIF in, SPDIF out, those each carry two channels. So in the 6x6, they are counting the SPDIF and the analog I/O as inputs and outputs where they're not on the 2x2. Okay, so I'm just going to put up a picture of the last one here, and that's going to be the PreSonus Quantum. The Quantum is a 26x32 interface. This is going to indicate we have 26 inputs and 32 outputs. I'm going to try to go off the top of my head with this because I'm not looking at a picture of it right now, which will probably make it easier. But so let's try to take this 8x8. So 8 inputs on the PreSonus Quantum is going to be the 8 mic pre's. So we have 8 inputs there. Then we have 2 sets of ADAT, and remember ADAT carries 8 channels. So we have 8 analog I/O with the mic pre's. Then we have 8 channels of ADAT. Well, we have 16 channels of ADAT. There's 2 separate ADAT connections. So each one of those carries 8 channels each. So that's 16. So we have 8 and then 16. That's going to give us 24. And then we're getting 26 because this also has SPDIF. So that's going to give you your 26. So we have 8 for the mic pre, 16 for ADAT, and then 2 channels for the SPDIF. Those are your 26 inputs. Now for the outputs, we have 32. Now that's going to be the same as the inputs. Well, not the same. Those are going to be the same as we have 8 TRS outputs on the Quantum. So those are going to be your 8 physical analog I/O. Then we have ADAT out, 2 sets of that. That's 16. So there's your 24. And then we have SPDIF out. That's going to be your 26. So how PreSonus is getting up to the 32 on the outputs here is they're using those headphone jacks again. That's there's 2 headphone jacks, so that's 4. So that's going to put you up to 30, and then that extra 2, there is an extra set of outputs on the back to go to your monitors, counted as the, I think it says main out on the back. So that's how they're getting 32 on that. So that's how you count I/O on a audio interface. You want to look at the inputs, look at the outputs, look at the model name, because that's going to indicate how many inputs and outputs is available on that audio interface. All right, definitely comment and let me know if y'all using any of these interfaces. Let me know what you think. Obviously, I own all of them because I have them here, but I really like all of those interfaces. PreSonus Quantum I've been rocking with since it came out, and it's just been rock solid for me. Really like the Audient interface as well as the Blackline Audio ones too. The Revelator I like to use when I'm doing podcasting or YouTube videos where I can process my signal on the way in. But definitely let me know what y'all think of these interfaces. And again, I have a link in the description if y'all want to check any of these out, learn more about them, or pick them up. If you have any questions regarding I/O with interfaces, definitely drop a comment and let me know. All right, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. And if y'all want to continue to see content from me, then y'all know what to do.